going? So today we're going to be covering lab number 3, which is your integumentary system. And you just have one model in this lab, the skin model you see right here. So if you want to follow along, I'm going to go through your list of structures you need to know. Alright, so first of all, we should know the layers of the skin. So you have your epidermis, which is from here to here. All these layers are part of the epidermis, and we'll cover their names here in a second. You have your dermis, which is all of this, and then you have your subcutaneous, which contains all of your fat adipose tissue, which you can see right down here. Alright, so starting on the epidermis, we need to know the name of each of these layers. So I'm going to go through them once, and then I'll show you a little bit of an easier way to learn them. So these first two layers you see right here, this is what we call the stratum corneum. This is going to be your outermost layer. This is where you have all those dead cells like slewing off of your skin. Then on right here, these two are the stratum lucidum. So you only have a stratum lucidum on two parts of your body, the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. So this is more tougher skin, essentially. This one right here is your stratum granulosum. Then you have your stratum spinosum and your stratum basale right here. So a little easy acronym that I like to use is come, let's get sunburned. So it just has like the first letter of each of the layers, and that just helps you like organize it and remember the layers basically. So corneum, lucidum, granulosum, spinosum, and basale. So those are all the layers of the epidermis. Alright, moving on to the dermis, which is from about here to here. That is what contains basically all of these organs within the skin. So if you turn the model to the side right here, you can see a couple layers of the dermis. So you have your papillary layer, which is this upper layer right here, the kind of smaller one. This is what contains the dermal papillae, which are all of these little things sticking up. And this is essentially what gives you like your fingerprints and stuff. They're like ridges in the skin, kind of. Then you have your reticular layer, which is from here to here, and this is what actually contains all these organs within here. So you have your papillary and your reticular layer. Before I go through all these organs, we're going to cover the hypodermis really fast, which is this last layer right down here. And you can see all these little yellow structures right here. This is what your adipose or fat tissue is within the hypodermis. Alright, a few things we need to know within the skin model right here. So you have your hair shaft, which is this right here. That's essentially what we see of hair on our body. Your hair root's going to be below the skin. So if you look right over here, this is your hair root, this brown below the skin right here. Then that ends in what we call the hair follicle, which is right down here. You also have your Arrector pili muscle, which is this little muscle right here. You can also see one right here. This essentially, when this contracts, that's what gives you goosebumps, because that like raises the hair above the skin and causes that little bump. Your sebaceous or oil glands are going to be these little purple bulbs right here. And then your sweat or Sudoriferous glands are going to be these little white ones right here. And you can also see one right over here. Then you have a few sensory receptors. So you have these red ones right here. This is what we call the tactile or Meissner's corpuscles. You can learn either name. Just choose one and decide on that. Some people call them like, they look like little cherries kind of. You also have your Lamellar or Pacinian corpuscles, which are these green ones right down here. You can also see one cut off from right here or right over here. So these are your Lamellar or Pacinian corpuscles. And then lastly, we have your Bulbous or Ruffini corpuscles, which are these little, some people say they look like hot dogs, but these little pink structures right here are your Bulbous or Ruffini corpuscles. And before we end, we have your free nerve endings, which you can see right here. These little white, yellow things that stick up. So these are your free nerve endings. And that covers the integument model. Thanks, guys.